Hello, I'm Erin. Welcome to Crochet Remedy. Crochet is the remedy to just about everything. Here is your dose of all things crochet from my hook to yours. I want to take a moment to thank everyone that has supported my YouTube channel. So, thank you to anyone that has watched the videos, the reels, liked, commented, or subscribed to the channel. It has all helped to make my channel grow. So, thank you so much. I know it's been a couple months since my last video I posted on YouTube was July of 2025 and it's now December of 25. And so that's a huge gap in time. And I just want to give a little bit of an update about what I've been up to. So, right after I posted that video, I did some summer travels to Savannah, Georgia. Savannah is a beautiful city. I also was being a mom, being a wife. I have two teenage boys. And so their activities and sports keep me packed as far as like a schedule, like jam packed of a schedule. And then also at that time, I was working full time at the public library. So the library during the summertime is very busy. There's lots of programming happening, lots of people, lots of families in and out of the library. And then around August, I got a new job in a different library. And so transitioning from one library to another library, it comes with all sorts of challenges. And so on top of that, I was doing graduate school. I'm still in graduate school, by the way. So, yeah. But now I have a little bit of a break and things are settling. The dust has settled a little bit. And so I wanted to take time to give you an update and make another video. So let's get into this video. Today's video is going to be a review of two crochet doll patterns. Clare Cooper is an amazing designer, and I want to feature two of her patterns and just give my thoughts about things that I liked about the pattern, some changes that I made. I'll share the yarn, the hook that I use, any tips and tricks that may help you with your next crochet make. So stay tuned. Here is the Maude doll from the Quirky doll collection by Clare Cooper. I purchased this pattern from her Etsy shop called Oche Pots, and I paid $6.09 for the pattern. I use Premier Minikins yarn. Here's one of the yarn labels. So as you can see, it's a fine number 2 yarn. It's 50% cotton, 50% acrylic. Now, on the yarn label, it does suggest a crochet hook size of 4.5 millimeter, but don't do that. If you're making a doll or any amigurumi, you're going to want to go way down in hook size so that your project doesn't have holes in it. If you were to actually use a 4.5 millimeter crochet hook um, on an amigurumi or a doll, it's gonna look terrible. So don't do that. For for her, I used a 2.5 millimeter crochet hook, and it came out really nice. I also Here's a little close up. I noticed that with the lighter color Premier Mannequins, the yarn was a little splitty, but the colors all the colors I thought were not as splitty. And using a smaller hook size definitely helped to make the project go really smooth. I got a good workflow going when I went down in hook size. Some things that I liked about the pattern, I liked how the doll is a rag doll style. She's got a flat head. It's two crocheted circles that are crocheted together. It kind of reminds me of a paper doll almost. But she's just a fun, cute doll, and that was really what attracted me to her. The pattern was well written, the writing was really concise, so not wordy at all. Some patterns can be very wordy, but this one was really concise. There were 17 progress photos that were very helpful. Some suggested modifications. I suggest using a 2.25 millimeter crochet hook to get even tighter stitches, and also doing something to stabilize her neck. So right now her neck is very wobbly. So definitely doing something like inserting wire, or it could be like a hot glue gun stick, something that can make her neck a little bit sturdier. With the eyes. So in the pattern, Clare Cooper embroiders like a kind of like a sleepy eye for her make, but I decided to do an open eye look. So I used a tutorial from Cassandra from Craftably Ever After. She has a really good embroidery eye tutorial. And so I used that. to make her eyes. So she came out really cute. The second pattern I want to feature today is from Clare Cooper's book, Amigurumi Adventures, featuring 21 playful crochet designs. So I want to give you a little peek at what patterns are in here. So there are 21 patterns, and I chose to do the Freya pattern. Here is my version of Freya. I chose to use Premier Minikins yarn, which is a size 2 yarn, which is 50% cotton, 50% acrylic. I chose to use a Clover Amour hook of a 2.25 millimeter hook. This allowed for tighter stitches, so I really like the way uh, my Freya came out. Really proud of this piece. Freya's arms, legs, head, and body is just a little bit longer than Maude. So she's just like slightly taller. I was really attracted to the rag doll style of this doll. She has a flat head, kind of reminds me of like a paper doll. Also, like her hairstyle is really cute. I chose to do one bun instead of two buns, so I did kind of like make her my own. And Clare Cooper really encourages makers to mix and match the pattern. So mix and match hairstyles, outfits, make it your own. And that's what I did in my version of Freya. Next, I want to share some modifications that I did to make this Freya pattern like even better than Mod. So one thing that I did, I went down in hook size. So I chose to do a 2.25 millimeter hook so I could get tighter stitches. Also to strengthen the doll's neck. So before I sewed on her head and body together, I took a piece of felt just like this. I have a lot of felt. I took a piece of felt and I just cut it up. And then I literally just like rolled it up. I rolled it up and I inserted it into Freya's neck. So I inserted it into her neck to stabilize her neck. And I really, really think it did a great job. Like her neck is not wobbly like Maud's neck is. I'm gonna grab Maude real quick. So here's Maude, and as you can see, like her neck is like super floppy, super floppy. But I didn't use any felt inside of her neck. But for Freya, I did, and it really, really came out nice. As you can see, she's like her head is not wobbly at all. Another thing that I did, I used these felt eyes, and I used glue to attach the eyes. And then again with Freya, I chose to go 14 rows instead of 11 rows for her jumper. So crocheting 14 rows instead of 11. That way um, she's not wearing a dress that's too short. So those are some changes that I did. I hope these changes are very helpful to you if you decide to crochet this doll. I enjoyed crocheting Freya so much that I chose to make another Freya doll, and this one is a Halloween theme. For this doll, I chose to use Hobbii Friends Cotton 8-4, so it's 100% cotton. I used a 2.0 millimeter crochet hook for this one, and this doll is slightly smaller than the other Freya just because this cotton yarn, it's a number one. It's super fine. So she's going to be just a little bit shorter than the other Freya. But something that I really like about cotton yarn, especially using 100% cotton yarn, is that your project ends up being very, very firm. And I really like that. The colors that I chose are very colorful, but very playful. And so this was a project I worked on in October of 25. So I finished this project right around Halloween. Actually, I finished it on Halloween. And so she came out super cute. I decided to use the hair pattern for Freya. So I did the two buns this time. I still used the felt eyes. She came out really cute. Some changes that I made to this Freya doll. I crocheted 13 rows with single crochet, but then on the 14th row, I decided to single crochet in the back loop only just to give a little bit of edging, slight edging um, to her jumper, to her dress. So she came out super cute, really proud of this make. And again, I really love working with 100% cotton. Here's a view of all three dolls together. So we have Maude, Freya, and Freya. Really, really enjoy working these patterns by Clare Cooper. So I highly recommend her patterns. If you are new to crocheting dolls, I would suggest working from her book, Amigurumi Adventures, simply because in that book, her pattern is very descriptive. The writing style is very descriptive compared to the Maude pattern. The Maude pattern is written very concise. So Maude would be a good, like maybe a second, third pattern to try. But if you're new to crocheting dolls, definitely I would suggest Freya first. Well, if you have reached the end of the video, I want you to comment below which doll was a favorite from the video. So comment below which doll did you like the best. Again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.